Okay, Mr. Schmüser, welcome to our Massive Open online course. I'm really happy that we have the opportunity to speak today to get some interesting insights from a company operating in emerging markets such as AVL. To start this interview, as we have learners from all around the world, I would kindly ask you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Hannes Schmüser. I'm Executive Vice President of AVL. AVL is, as you know, a company located, headquartered in Graz, Austria. We are one of the largest engineering suppliers, means we deliver powertrain engineering solutions for our customers. That means we develop engines, we develop complete powertrains, hybrid solutions, battery systems and so on, mainly for cars but also for trucks, buses, heavy duty and other industries where you have an engine or a powertrain. And then we have the field of instrumentation and test systems, where I'm responsible for. We deliver test beds, software, measurement devices, so you can say the entire tool chain for the development process of our customer.
Very interesting. Your company is operating in many countries and also in many emerging markets. So I would like to ask, which countries or markets are the most relevant emerging markets for your company and why?
The most relevant countries, the most relevant emerging markets are certainly China, India, Brazil, and then in Southeast Asia, Thailand and Indonesia. Now you could ask, is China still an emerging market? Yes or no? It depends a little bit on your view, but let's focus on these countries. Important in terms of market growth, but also in terms of people. Out of our, let's say, 7,500 people in AVL, we employ more and more people there, and we generate a significant part of our turnover in these countries. Let's start with China. China is the largest automotive market in the world. Just to give you an example, Volkswagen sells more cars in China than in Germany. And this market is and will continue to grow. In China we see the international joint ventures such as Shanghai Volkswagen, FAW Volkswagen, so a lot of international companies and Chinese players together with international companies like Volkswagen, General Motors, BMW, Daimler and so on. And then we see also the pure Chinese companies like, for instance, Brilliance, BYD, Build Your Dream, Geely, Dongfeng and others.
Okay. And what about India?
Well, India is also a very interesting market. The previous growth rates were pretty good, but the growth rates we see today are, I would say, flat or even negative right now, and this is mainly based on the political situation we see in India right now. After the elections now, we all hope that the whole economy is going to recover a bit, but still, India is a very large market. Over 1 billion people live in India. So we see 3 main locations in India, which is the Chennai area in the southeast of India. We see the Mumbai-Pune area in the western part of India, and we see Delhi. So main international companies like, for instance, Daimler, GM, Ford and others are still going to invest in India. So long term it will definitely and belongs definitely to one of our most relevant markets in these countries. But again, today it needs certain patience or more time for the economy to recover.
Okay, maybe a few sentences also about the other continents, Brazil or the Asian markets.
Brazil is Brazil is also one of the very important markets right now. A lot of companies already produce in Brazil since decades. Again, take Volkswagen as one of the international examples. And the Brazilian government, they have established an incentive program to support automotive companies to localize the R&D, their R&D activities in Brazil. Production is already there, and in a second step, and that is also true for other emerging markets, the governments try to get more R&D work into their countries. That is really step 2 in the international automotive industry.
Development, I guess.
Yes. So, and therefore Brazil is extremely important for us.
Okay. And what about Asia?
And then we have besides Japan as of course an established industry country, I would say, we have Thailand and Indonesia.
Yeah.
Thailand, a lot of Japanese OEMs, car makers, are located in Thailand and produce in Thailand. And here we see the same story. They're going to shift more and more R&D work to Thailand and now also to Indonesia.
Interesting.
In order to develop cars in their countries.
Okay. You already mentioned some political challenges, for example, in India or also the other countries. So I would like to ask, what are the main challenges for your company when operating in these emerging markets?
Basically, I see two challenges. This is people and this is culture. People means, from our perspective, if we want to establish an own footprint there, means an own company, sales, service people, order fulfillment and so on, we need to hire high-skilled people. AVL is dealing with leading edge technology, so very specialized products, very specialized services, all these products deeply integrated in the development process of our customers, and that requires high-skilled people. So that's definitely a challenge for us to get the right people on board working for us. And culture means to understand then, of course, the local culture, the business culture, and culture at the end of the day is people. So these are the challenges. You cannot run such a business out of Graz in our case, out of Europe. You have to be there, you have to have local people, a local understanding in these markets. That's a big challenge because all these countries are very different from a cultural point of view.
Yes. This strongly relates to successful cooperation in intercultural teams. And as you mentioned, you operate in many different markets. I heard you have facilities in about or more than 45 different locations worldwide. So what are the success factors when collaborating in intercultural teams?
In our case, as a global company working and dealing with global customers, we have to empower our people and to encourage them working in intercultural and international teams. So having local people, it means in all these emerging markets, available as own employees is not enough. We have to bring them together to build intercultural international teams, to exchange people from one place to the other, to invite people from those markets to work also for a few months or years in Europe. Yes, of course. And at the end of the day, it's a matter of respect and trust, of course. It's very important. Sometimes people have the problem in Europe, for instance, to realize that people in other countries might have the same target but work in a complete different way to achieve the same target. So that's a challenge we all have to understand. We have to manage. So we bring people together. We organize a lot of team events, a lot of international events, like for instance international sales conferences, just to give you one example, to bring those people together, that they speak and learn from each other. That's most important.
Oh, very nice. And I'm sure you also try to have social events that also out or beside these sales conferences, people can also have the opportunity to socialize with each other. I heard this example of the AVL cheese party, which sounds very interesting. Maybe you want to conclude with a few words about this.
Well, the cheese party is only one of our social events embedded in the International Sales Conference every year. Means all our employees from other countries bring their food and drinks. There's very special food and drinks from their countries here to this so-called cheese party, and that of course leads to a lot of fun and intercultural exchange, if you like.
Very nice. Yeah, I especially like this term. So I want to thank you very much for giving us these interesting insights. I think there are a lot of interesting inputs for our learners in this course. And I would like to wish you all the best for your future operations, also for your next travels to all these fascinating countries, and also a very nice next AVLG's party.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was a nice word. We do also have to travel a lot, otherwise you do not learn.
Yes.
Thank you very much.